I first noticed the unsettling anomaly during one of those sticky summer evenings when sleep evaded me. Tossing and turning, I happened to glance at the wall, where my shadow, cast by the dim glow of a streetlight outside, seemed to twitch. At first, I dismissed it as a trick of light, a fleeting illusion. But as nights wore on, the movements grew more deliberate, purposeful, as if my shadow was struggling to break free from its two-dimensional prison. It wasn't until it began to mimic gestures and forms that I had never made, ones that seemed disturbingly familiar, that I realized it was trying to communicate something that my nightmares had long tried to bury. In the daylight hours, I tried to shake off dread that clung to me like a second skin, but the nights were relentless. My shadow seemed to be reenacting scenes from my dreams, those dark, twisted visions where I was always running, always hiding from something unseen yet intimately known. I couldn't escape the feeling that my shadow was trying to guide me, show me something crucial that I'd forgotten, or perhaps suppressed. The more I watched, the more I understood that these were not just random emotions, they were a language of fear, a dance of dread that only the deepest parts of my subconscious could comprehend. Driven by a desperate need to understand, I began to document the shadow's movements, sketching them into a crude map of terror that slowly began to make sense. The symbols, the gestures, all pointed to a childhood memory I had long buried, a night when a stranger's face loomed over me as I lay in bed, whispers of promises and threats mingling with the darkness. My shadow was leading me back to that forgotten trauma, urging me to confront what I had been too afraid to remember. The climax came on a night when the air was thick with anticipation and fear. My shadow, now a frenzied silhouette on the wall, enacted the final scene of my recurring nightmare. It stood over a small, frightened figure, me as a child, before merging with the darkness, leaving me alone with the truth. The realization hit like a thunderclap: the nightmare was real, and the stranger was closer than I ever dared imagine. The shadow's message was clear: the past was no longer content to remain hidden, and my waking world would never be the same again.